Capricorn, what's up? Thanks so much for tuning in. Welcome to the channel. I'm Deborah. This is Purusha Intuitive, and we are doing your weekly reading. I hope you guys are doing well. Sending love and blessings your way always. We are doing this reading for Capricorn, my bad. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, cross watchers, obviously welcome. And the energy is fluid. As long as the message resonates, then it's meant for you. Otherwise, just leave it behind and don't even worry about it, right? Okay. So second house pops up. This is the house of Taurus. It's ruled by Venus. Governs our money, our possessions, and what we have in this world. You know, I often look at it as like, what is surrounding us? What do we have to work with in the present state? Not always the easiest energy. I mean, I feel like for you guys, Capricorn, because you are earth energy, it's easier to navigate those things. You rule the 10th house of career. So money probably comes easy to you, which is a nice thing. You just got to temper it with not overspending, right? As we all do. All right, so let's get into it, Taurus. Okay, or sorry, Capricorn, my bad. This pops up, Venus. It is ruled by Taurus and Libra. So really love comes into focus in this reading. This has been popping up, I feel like, a lot for you lately, Capricorn. This value of love relationships, but this is also love for ourselves, right? Self-love, self-care, how we honor our well-being. If we do not, then other people cannot, you know? And so we have to make sure that we are listening to ourselves, especially when it comes to matters of the heart. It's not easy. I think that love relationships, they're not easy to kind of like have these boundaries, especially when we have to make some kind of cutthroat decisions, is what I'm hearing. Your inner wisdom is speaking to you about this situation. I feel like you know this already. Yeah, there's that challenge that something has come into play that I feel like you don't want to say no. You don't want to let go. You don't specifically want things to... You want things to get better, but I feel like there's this kind of looming energy where you know the patterns, you know how this person's going to operate. You've been down this road before. And it feels, yeah, pretty icky. I was going to say the other word. But there's your energy right there, Capricorn. So it's like you have to really dig in deep with what honors you, what works for you, and who you are. Okay, I just split to 9 of Cups, which is wish fulfillment, and the 6 of Cups, which is all about soulmate connection, love, nostalgia. Queen of Wands fell out. The Queen of Wands to me is like one of the most charismatic, attractive ladies out of the deck. She definitely has a way to draw people to herself. 6 of Cups again. You probably have a lot of attraction. You probably are someone that people really kind of gravitate towards. And maybe even this person that you're dealing with. We'll get into it a little bit deeper with the tarot. But that might scare you a little bit, you know? Sometimes it's easier to be safe and comfortable in a situation that we know is not working, right? Versus starting fresh, starting over, putting ourselves out there. I feel like like I said, your internal guidance system is really telling you where you're at, how you need to show up for this situation. I feel like you're really looking at love and how it's manifesting in your life and how you want it to continue to do so. I don't think you necessarily like what you see. if I'm honest. So there's a little bit of holding on to. There's a little bit of grasping at straws, right? This concept of, well, if I try it this way, then it will work. Then they'll change. Then they won't be doing X, Y, and Z. But it feels like, yep, right there, confirmation, Ace of Swords, clarity. You already know the truth. And I don't mean to deliver such harsh messages. It's not easy, right? I don't want to sit here and trigger anyone. But this is why we watch these videos, right? To kind of see what's beneath the surface, what's in between the lines, giving us a little bit more insight and clarity into our situation. And honestly, as we all know, with love relationships, it's really, really, really hard to see clearly. We often put on those rose-colored glasses. You know, I think to some capacity, there's that part of our heart as humans that want companionship, we want commitment. We want to keep trying, especially when we love someone. But it's just not present in this situation. There's a lot of defensive energy. You guys are kind of like at each other's throats is what I hear. It needs to be a little bit more diplomatic with that justice energy. Justice also represents legality, the court system, lawyers. And maybe you just don't want to go down that road, especially if you're already married, have a family established, etc. It's a lot, right? It's not an easy road to go down, especially if we feel like there is an ounce of hope. But you're already vibing in this way, Capricorn, where it's like you know what you know what you know. I also feel like with that friendship card, there's that King of Coins. Yeah, it's more of a friend vibe. Like maybe you guys loved each other once upon a time, but I feel like the relationship has really taken a turn. And I feel like you do care for and love each other. But it's not, like I said, it's more friends. Yeah, there's the Emperor right there. It's more friends. It's more, I don't know. It's kind of come to the end of the love road, especially if this is love relationship for you. It doesn't have to be love. Like I said, this could even just be love for yourself. This is about connecting to who you are, being your own best friend, places that you're probably being a little too rigid, a little too critical, needing to kind of soften your energy. Capricorn's a very strong energy. You know, you guys like will take the weight of the world on your shoulders, which is like, I admire it. I find it very amazing, very dope. But then that gets exhausting too, right? You need partnership, and there's that Lover's card though. I do think this person really loves you 100%. I don't think love is the question though in this situation. Because there's this dichotomy between, and I think this is for both of you is what I'm hearing. It's like there's a dichotomy between love and success. The connection is there. Are you spending enough time nurturing this energy, especially if you do want it? Or is this just something that, like, yes, you love and care for this person, but for you, it's not satisfying enough? I feel like for this other person, that's like kind of how the energy comes across. You might be a little bit emotional. You could also be paired with a water sign, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. We have Gemini on the board, Cancer on the board as well, another Cancer card, Aries. It doesn't specifically matter because we all embody all aspects of the zodiac. But this is someone I feel like maybe, I'm hearing like they feel like you're putting your priorities before them. They really love you. They really care about you. I just don't know that they feel like you're giving them enough time, enough energy. And I don't say that to throw shade at you. I legit feel like it's because the relationship's already run its course. You're seeing this person in a different way, in a different light. And I feel like you have to be a little bit more honest with yourself. If I'm completely blunt about this, Capricorn, it's easier said than done. I'm not throwing shade to it at all, but it's like, you know, if you're not happy in this situation, like the frustration, what you're experiencing, it really has to be explored, is what this is saying. If you're not happy, look at it. Why aren't you happy? It's so hard, like I said earlier, to like end relationships, especially people that we have family with or we've been together long term, to really kind of step inside of ourselves and say, you know what, this is just not my vibe. We all grow, change, evolve. It's easy, natural to grow apart from each other. And I think oftentimes it takes us a minute to kind of catch up, like our mind, to see that like this might not be what you thought it was. Or it served its purpose. That's what I keep hearing. It served its purpose. I think you need something that's a little bit more harmonious, that's a little more synergistic. I also feel like this person is a little codependent on you, I'm not going to lie, or you on them. The situation definitely has like this dependency about like not wanting to lose you, feeling like it's, you know, maybe desperately trying to right their wrongs, feeding you a lot of language that they can't necessarily live up to. Yeah, and there's that Knight of Cups right there. So it's like this person, the intention is there, but like the follow through probably is not. And you already know this, Capricorn. You already know this, you feel this, you see this. You know this at the time that you're watching this reading. And I feel like you sensing into that, you don't even have to do anything about it today, right? Like, you can just recognize it and then wait for this resistance to pop up, this square energy, because it will eventually. Things are going to come back around. There are going to be more issues. You're going to get back into the same boat that you were before, that you don't want to be. What brought you to this place that you already are here for, you know. All this emotion. It's like so much energy. But a lot of times that comes through with us not being vulnerable and honest with ourselves, you know, like when we are trying to force the issue about something, it's a lot of our pride, our ego in play. And I'm not saying to be willy-nilly, like, you know, especially if you're married, committed. I'm not a huge proponent of divorce. I don't think it's like a bad thing. I want that to be clear. I think we should work on our relationships to the best of our ability. But I also believe that there is this fine line of when we know it's done, we know it's done. And that's what you have to be careful of. And I feel like, honestly, Capricorn, this has been a consistent message for you over the last several weeks. You're trying to find options. You're scrambling a little bit, making it work. Yeah, because it's important to you. And I love that. You're very committed. You're very strong. But don't let that strength overshadow the truth of what this is. You know, sometimes there is that energy of just letting go. Because honestly, it can be a little bit shady. You have 2 7s. So hiding the truth, there might be someone else coming in, new love potential. That's going to challenge that. You know, that's often what spirit does, right? Like, if we can't be honest about what we want and where we want to be, we often get delivered those things to challenge where our limitation lies. And it looks like you have some new love coming in. It's kind of pushing you, or they do. It's pushing you to be maybe a little bit more shady than what you would like. Be mindful, be careful, try not to hide. Be above board. I mean, you know, it obviously looks like there's a lot of self-protection energy. So someone gets an offer from someone outside of this situation. It's almost something that you're like, if this is not for them, it's almost like someone that you've manifested to come into your life. And that's what's going to make this really, really hard. Because Spirit wants to make sure that this is what you want. Yeah, there's love here. Yes, there's connection. But is it really, truly what you want long term? Is it in alignment with you? I think this is probably one of the hardest things that we have to be honest with ourselves, knowing, yeah, whether or not it is something that's going to honor and support us long term with where we're at. And that always changes. And this is about you kind of like standing in more of your power, beautifying who you are, looking at the places where you're trying to achieve some element of security, safety, etc., where you might not be honest with yourself. The anger, the frustration that comes through from them or from you. I'll pull one more to clarify that. I feel like you do have to look at yourself, right? Because I think a lot of times, you know, when one person's getting super pissed off about a situation, it doesn't mean you're wrong, you know? Obviously, blowing up is not the best way to handle it. I'm sure none of us want to do that. You might be faulting yourself, is what I'm hearing, for your anger, keeping it in check. And knowing, like, that the anger is justified. That's what I keep hearing. Like, know that the anger is justified. Even if this person is making you feel like it's not. Yeah. Because this is really, I think it's valuable. I mean, I think it doesn't make you a bad person, is what I'm hearing. And you have to make sure that you're not allowing, yeah, like obviously put yourself in check 100%, you know, don't unleash per se, but also be mindful of where that is justified anger, right? So guys, I really hope this helps. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm sending so much love and blessings to whatever you're navigating through. I know these things aren't easy. I know you are strong and powerful and you got this 100%. Big thumbs up if it resonated. Definitely drop comments below. Let's build and grow the community. Thank you for all your love and support. I'm totally sending it back your way.